Siamo nei camerini del forum, manca un'ora all'inizio del concerto dei Placebo, tutto esaurito ed è un grande piacere avere con noi Brian Molko. Thank you for being with us and coming to talk. I think your songs are very powerful because they're also very vulnerable. Does it make sense to you or is it just my impression?
No, absolutely. That you've hit the nail on the head. I think that when you try to write something that is universal, what you end up doing is that you end up falling into the realm of the cliche. The more vulnerable you make something, you're making it more personal. And we are all made up of the same emotions. All of us, all over the world. And so by making it vulnerable, you're speaking directly to people. And they can live their own stories. They can identify and live their own story through your song, which I think is a wonderful thing.
Years ago, people at rock concerts, they used to jump and yell and mosh and everything, and now they're used to just take pictures.
Now they stare at, a lot of people stare at a little screen.
Yeah. Does it bother you?
Well, it makes it, well, first of all, I think it's a shame, because, they're missing the concert, and they're going to take home an inferior version of the concert, all for the sake of capturing something. So they're missing the moment, and the moment is fleeting, and the moment will never come back. But it is their choice, and that's fine, Does it make it more difficult when the majority of the audience has no eyes?
Sure. Just iPhone.
Yeah, and all you see is like an apple, a rectangle and an apple on a person's head. It does make it harder to make a connection with them, because that's all that we're trying to do. We're trying to make an emotional connection with an audience. So, there's not very many of us, but we have volume and large images and 100% commitment to the task, to what we're doing, to delivering the song as much as we can, in the best possible way that we can on that day. And what they have is numbers. And so when the energy matches, when their energy matches with the band's energy and our volume, then a kind of synergy is created, a symbiosis, and a sense of collective euphoria is created. And that creates the perfect atmosphere and possibility for transcendence, which is ultimately what we as musicians are looking for. We want to be so in the moment that we are not even conscious of what we are doing. And that does happen. You get to the end of a song and you don't remember playing it.
Good.
Because you've been so in the moment. But we need the energy from the audience. And if they've got a piece of technology in front of their face, that makes it more difficult,
Placebo achieved great success. Is success exactly what you expect it to be, or it was something different?
Well, we set out, just essentially to try not to get a real job, and we would have been satisfied with feeding ourselves and being able to pay the rent. We weren't expecting such a meteoric rise at such a young age. Was success everything that I expected it to be? Yes, and more. You know, it's kind of, it is, there's an element of the double-edged sword to it, you know? Which is the yin and yang of all things, you know, really. You know, that you're able to achieve wonderful things. You're able to touch people's hearts just by expressing yourself. I don't know another vocation where you can travel the world and be exposed to so many different cultures and absorb them if you're curious, which we are. And that, you know, that is an absolutely wonderful thing. But of course, traveling so much, moments of great loneliness, missing your loved ones, my case, my son, moments of complete boredom, airport security, you know. Airports are kind of, as a human being, you're only really supposed to go to an airport maybe like 4 or 5 times a year. But when you're going there every 2 or 3 days, it starts to really, really sort of, the scrutiny starts to really sort of wear on you. You know?
You mentioned your son. Did being a father affected your songwriting? Of course, I think it changed everything in your life, but did it change your approach with music?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so at all. It certainly changed my lifestyle, but I don't think it had an effect on my art necessarily.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Grazie, Brian Molko.
It was a pleasure.